Welcome to Listertainment, the channel that doesn't live up to its name. And we are back to look at fighters who wanted to look really cool by doing some crazy moves, and well, they ended up looking pretty dumb. We also have fighters doing pretty normal moves, but failing on levels that you have never seen before. Let's just get into it. We've all seen the oil check move in wrestling, and now we have that Jorge Conegas for some reason aiming his toe right into this poor man's exit only hole. I don't know who should be more embarrassed here. I really think it's the guy that got assaulted, but either way, Jorge lost the point for this idiotic but really well aimed move. Kicks can be a great way to limit your opponent's movement by taking out their legs, but they have to be done at the right moment, or you might end up looking like this guy. It's probably a combination of everything that is happening, but his kick caused him to basically trip himself. Then he tries to get up all tough, but you can't recover from knocking yourself down. Spinning kicks can be a way to catch your opponent off guard, but you have to be able to not telegraph it so much, because your opponent will just move back and you could fall because you never stop spinning. I think the issue here was that he saw his opponent's back up and he knew he wasn't going to reach him, so he tried to do a little extra jump to try and reach him, but the momentum carried him all the way to the ground. If you happen to enjoy this video, please punch the crap out of this like button. Also make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications. It really helps me out. I think this guy might have been doing too many kicks and his opponent had learned his tell, so when he tried to change it up and do an additional jumping kick, his opponent was ready to deliver the counter. He got clobbered with that clothes hanger punch, but the embarrassment was probably the worst part. This guy was on the bottom position and his opponent might have been capable to get into a better position pretty soon, so he decided to pull down his pants. I think the guy getting pants was kind of proud of his ass, since he didn't really pull up his pants right away. He wanted to give a show to the ladies, or just wanted the referee to actually see the illegal action going on. Claudini Angelo was fighting when he got punched so good that his mouthpiece fell out. He wanted the ref to call a timeout so he could put it back in, but he wasn't intervening, so he called the timeout for himself. Then the crowd started booing him, and he must have felt embarrassed since he just jumped the cage and left after trying the door and finding it to be locked. Some fighters will get angry if they stop the fight to put their mouthpiece back in, but this guy, he really cares about his mouth. This is a technique I have never seen before, or at least the first one where this guy just jumps straight up at his opponent with his hands wide open. Of course, he gets punched as he lands, but luckily he blocks it. I think he was trying to go for a jumping knee as he did it in the second try, but got hit even harder. He really telegraphs this move, and well, he just gets timed as he doesn't know how to move quickly in case the knee misses. Spinning moves again can be used to completely surprise your opponent, but they have to be timed well and not be telegraphed. This guy misses the kick, and then, since he's still spinning, he just throws a spinning back fist, but he forgot to account for the fact that his opponent is much shorter than him, so the fist just goes over his head and he gets knocked out cold. Pretty embarrassing to know you're fighting a smaller guy and you didn't train at all for the short guys, just to be ready. Man, this guy was so tired he just wanted to wrap up this guy's legs and see what happens. This guy didn't really even try to take him down, he was just holding on for dear life. The better fighter just started raining down elbows, and this guy slowly started going further down and down until he was just laying prone and the fight had to be stopped. This has to be the laziest spinning kick I've ever seen. It has to be due to the fact that she saw the other girl coming, but Valerie Loretta should have known not to try this since she saw the opponent running straight at her. There was no way that she was going to be fast enough to actually complete the kick. Maybe just do the spinning elbow, that would have landed beautifully. Boxers who move well can really frustrate their opponents, and we see it here. This boxer throwing the punch was tired of this guy moving away, so he decided to throw a really wide punch in the direction he thought he was going to move, but missed completely. Why would he throw in that little jump after missing the punch? That's what sent him almost flying out of the ring. The dads making fun of him must have been really painful too. So guys trying to do backflips onto their opponents has been seen a lot recently, and this guy was one of those that gets caught in the air and then just lands in this really awkward 69 position. He immediately gets embarrassed and just starts to run away, but the other guy's like, hey, you already got me burning up, let's finish this. Now we have a fighter who maybe shouldn't be fighting professionally. First, he has a terrible beard, then he falls from just throwing this terrible kick. and again from trying a spinning back fist that he missed by a mile. This man's style is a little bit of showing off and a little bit of embarrassing himself right after. He's a terrible fighter and has really bad coordination. We've all seen that impressive kick that Anthony Pettis lands on Benson Henderson, and also so many other Superman punches off the cage, and you know that there would be guys trying to imitate them, especially on the amateur circuit. Well, this guy forgot that he might be a little bit too big to get some good bounce, and his legs might not be able to hold him up. He landed hard, almost like he doesn't know how to fall, as he just bounced off the canvas on his shoulder. Baker here tries to land a beautiful jumping knee, and it kinda does hit the target, but he was way too close to the ropes, and then makes the mistake of grabbing onto the ropes. All this does is that he pushes down the ropes and allows him to just go flying over them, after Warfield also caught his legs. Warfield did kinda push him over too, but it was mostly Baker's doing. Distractions and misdirections can be a big thing to get your victories while you are fighting, and this fighter decided to do the old drop my cup move. Too bad for him, his opponent was staring daggers right into his eyes, and he was the one that was distracted trying to kick the cup out of the cage. I've seen oblique kicks that can do some real damage, but I've never seen a guy just jump with both feet trying to destroy another guy's knee until today. This guy in black is lucky that he was stepping in with that punch, which caused the other man to miss his knees. That man was terrified of that punch. He ducked down so fast that his vicious move never had a chance to work. We have seen some weird fights in the past, and I have made videos about them, but the decision by this man will make your jaw drop. Jerry Hackney was a boxer that ended his career with an 0-8 record, but for some reason, in his fight against George Kleinsmith, he did something that he thought, well, I don't know what he was thinking, but he got knocked out of the ring. But luckily, he was saved by his feet getting stuck in the ropes. He lost this fight in the end via unanimous decision. I mean, duh, you can't have a guy lose his mind like this and think that he might have won the fight. If anything, I thought he might have lost by a TKO. Sometimes fighters are really anxious to get their fights going, but this man is by far the dumbest of them all. He just runs straight at his opponent, and I think he was trying to go for a jumping kick to the head, but he just couldn't get off the ground that high. His opponent just kind of put his hand out there and allowed him to run straight into it to get the knockdown. What a sad display, or great entertainment for the fans in attendance. Just imagine being a pro fighter, training for years, and then looking dumb because you failed the one time in your life. That must freaking suck. Let me know in the comments, what is your biggest failure in your specialty? Mine? Well, you have seen my videos. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time.